So today we're going to be testing out a new idea that I've had, or topic, that being genetics and breeding. So they're kind of intermingled and how we put that into it, basically. So I've got the scene here, it's already set up, and I'm just going to plug it in. So there's nothing, just so you can see, there's nothing being done with any of these scripts yet. They were just created for placeholders. And what I'm going to do is try and get this set up. So I'm going to put the citizen, and you can follow along if you'd like, put it towards your game if you're making something similar, um, or something that requires breeding. Yeah, this is like a tutorial, but not really. Um, More of like a log. Okay, and so I have a script for each of these people here. We're gonna be breeding them, and we don't want the baby to be seen right now. And a breeding script. So I'm gonna need a game manager like this right here. We'll remove that, and there we go. And let's get started on the coding. So right now we have a button. We're gonna create a button. Just so, and now when we're breeding them, we can just do it on command with the button I've already created here. There we go. Just drag it in here. Game manager, and unclick. There we go. So everything's technically set up. Now, for breeding, what I wanted to do was I wanted to tackle a few topics. So skin color and genetics, and maybe positive and negative genetics. So a negative genetic, for example, being incest. So you give them debuffs depending on the type of game that you're playing, or make it impossible for them to reproduce a proper child if they're related to each other. And you can just record that data with player prefs. But right now, let's start with skin color. So I went ahead and I created this PBR master material, and I've already outlined what I named two colors. So he has an outline color and a regular color. We're going to try and mix those together, and maybe if we have enough time, add pools and shit to make it more genetic friendly. So let's start with the colors. So in the citizen script here, I'm going to assign two colors. Outline color and skin color. If you're following along, you only have one, you can just do one. It's not a big deal. It'll just be assigned here. So when void start, we're also going to grab a public render, the render of the object here, and render dot material 0. So I believe there's two here. Dot set color. Back in here we have the ID of the outline color. So I'm also going to want to do that for one as well. Outline color to outline color, and then regular color to regular color. Anyway, so back into here, outline color, outline color. We got two materials on this just because that's how the model works. Has nothing to do with anything else. So if your model's basic, that'll be a lot easier. And then we'll do the same with deep color and then skin color. So when we test it out, these two colors should be there, and we can grab these colors in the breeding script in order to mix them. So, for example, and if you wanted to save it, you would save the. So if we got a color here, if you actually turn this to like a game concept, you'd save the R into a float, the G into a float, and the E into a float, and then you just grab the data and start function and apply it to the model that you used. Inside here, so we got a line color, and then that should just assign it right from the get-go. So now when we're breeding, we're going to want to grab the citizen script, so male to female. We'll just have one of each on each side here, and you can actually mix colors, but when we know, but genetics are random, so it's not just going to be, most of the time it's going to be a mix of the parent, mother, and the father, and some of the time it could just be the mother's skin color or the dad's skin color. So we're going to actually calculate that too. So when we breed, I also have an effect for this. Breed, we want the effect to be true. And then we're going to start a coroutine just for theatrics. Later boot. New wait for seconds to. And then this is where the actual breeding will happen. Don't know why I named it boot, it's just habit. So you can actually mix colors in C#. It's a cool function. So we're gonna do that right now. We'll call this outline color for the child, and it'll equal color lerp. So if you lerp two colors together, the color A would be male dot outline color, and color B will be female dot outline color, and 0.5. So half and half is what we're gonna lerp between. Go and we're gonna grab citizen script. We're also gonna need to grab the baby citizen script. My bad. So then baby outline color equals outline color. Then we'll do the same, but with the skin color. There we go. Skin color, skin color, skin color, skin color, and skin color. And then we'll just baby.setUp game object.setUp with true. So it'll pop up and then the effect will no longer be visible. There we go. And then citizen script, make sure everything works fine. Okay, so we can test this out and just see what happens. So we don't have the random odds right now. It's just going to mix the two skin colors. We just want to see if it mixes them. So for the father, we'll make him a nice dark blue with light blue skin color. Sure. And the mother, we'll do, sorry, we got to grab the renderer here. Same with all the other ones. We got to plug in our variables. The baby will remain black because that's going to be changed. And then right here, the mother will do red with a pink middle. Sure. I'm just gonna make sure the alpha is full just in case. And there we go. Okay, so then we add the onClick function, make sure it works. OnClick, yep. So when we breed the two, we still haven't fully plugged in variables. Male, female, effect, baby. Okay, so this should work perfect. Okay, awesome. It's just a tester. When we press play, we should have merged skin colors. So we have one on the left and one on the right. That's what they look like. And then when we breed them, there you go. It mixed them. So there's a purple-y in the middle, and then the outline color for some reason is the same, so it just stayed the same. So that part works out pretty well. Now let's add some odds into it. So you could do this with, so for example, how I would do the other two things, like the genetics that you would transfer, like for example, dual, let's say arthritis runs in the family. Arthritis. I would say, for example, male has it, female doesn't have it in the genes. 50-50 that the kid will have arthritis. And then, like, let's say you're making an RPG or a town builder, that arthritis would affect his productivity or ability to fight. Even still, we still haven't gotten to the odds part of this. So int, it's all random. So we got a random odds. It's random dot range 0 to 100 because 100% is usually the standard. And like we said, so if random odds is less or equal to 50, then the baby's color will be this. Random odds are greater than 50, but less or equal to 75, then it'll take the mother's skin color, for example. Oh, my bad. And there we go, and then baby outline color equals female dot outline color. Baby dot skin color equals female dot skin color. There we go. And then we'll just add the numbers and just change it to male. It's greater than 75, less or equal to than 100. Then it's going to be the male. Here we go. And let's just test it out. So you could do this with a ton of things. So maybe even like create a bool array with a dictionary, which I'll show you in a minute. Although we are running a bit of a lot of time right now. So let's see here. So every time we breed, that one came out as a mix. Hopefully this next test won't. Yeah, so it looks like the mother now. So the odds were in the mother's favor this time, genetically. So everything works perfectly. Lastly, we'll just add a little flair here. So we'll do a bool array. So public bool array genetics and void dictionary. So this doesn't actually do anything. It's just going to be our dictionary. So let's say the first bool, which would be 0, is strength gene. And the second is weakness. Okay. So then when we go here, so we'll give one strength and the other weakness. We'll just see, because then we'll have odds to get both of them, which should just be a disaster. So there we go. There we go. So in our dictionary, 0 is strength. That would be element 0. And then 1 would be weakness. There we go. Okay. Then in the breeding script, we will grab that. So if male dot genetics dot 0 equals true or female. So we'll just do the 1, and then that'll be the end of the video. That'll grab this topic. True. And so if they both have it, then baby genetics 0. So if they both got it, then the baby has it 100%. Like the baby's got whatever the gene is. And false. False. Okay, so now we're going to have to add some randomness to this. So 50-50, for example. You cannot different odds, obviously. So random odd equals random dot range 0 to 100 as usual. And if random odds is less than 50, that is true. Else this equals false. Now there's a million ways to do this. You can also use strings, which would be a little bit more difficult. You just name it off directly. It might be a little bit more organized than what I'm doing, especially in a dictionary like the way this is. Anyway, so 50-50. There we go. So the baby should have a 50-50% chance of getting the strength gene, for example. And this is just a base of it, obviously. Like if you were to use something like this, you'd have to make it a lot more complex, but it's something simple. So definitely it's a topic. There's more breeding. Okay, oh my bad. Made an error. Okay. Go and no bueno. One more just to see. No bueno. They're mixing still. See if we can get a check mark on element 0. There we go. This baby has a strength gene. So everything seems to be working. Awesome. So that is a topic I wanted to log on my channel. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tutorial. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think it's worth a game concept, or if it's just a useless topic and something similar like this would be useless? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks.